What is up?
Hey guys,
Busted.
Scotch for Dummies here.
Busted.
Happy
Thursday.
freaking Thursday.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you all. How many people
Welcome.
we got out there already? We got
20 people on.
All right. So hopefully folks will
Sunday
be
evening
coming
Scotch.
in. We got some fun stuff
Hydro.
going on
We
tonight.
do, man. It's gonna be fun.
We're going to go through, obviously we got this to go through, but we're going to go through the calendar and kind of give you guys an update on what's going on, what we've been working on, what's coming up with guests, because we do have a couple of those
We have a lot of
lined up.
guests coming up,
We
actually.
do.
And
Exciting.
some Sunday shows coming back again as well.
Right, because there's some guests from across the pond. So
Yep.
we'll get into all that. But who do we have on?
Let me scroll up. You know Tom Maher's on.
Go on.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Tom Maher's first. Oh, no, he wasn't.
But no,
Actually, he wasn't.
Gene Osborne.
L.A. Confidential.
Nice.
Boom, says Tom. Good to see you. He was on the pre-show. Bob, we missed you on the pre-show.
Yeah.
The Patriot pre-show.
What's up with that, Bob?
Where were you? Tech Man
Tech Man.
3870.
And Trooper is out on the rig. Got to make the money, man. Hopefully you're all right.
He's not
Things are
drinking
safe down there. No, we'll drink some for you. Malt Minion, I see that guy.
I
And
see.
Alejandro, we haven't seen you lately. How are you, my
You've
friend?
been hitting the lives, yeah. Or the
Sunday
Pre-show.
evening Scotch, man. That guy posts some incredible pictures on Instagram of whiskey. Nurse Dave, Colin.
welcome call. Ahoy.
Brienne showed up too. I wonder why
both
both
she's
of
on
the
here.
porters
You think there's a
are
little
on.
tension going on in that
Little
house?
competition
I think
going on
they're,
there?
yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Possibly.
Hey, Chad Andrews.
Possibly.
Yeah, I see George Captain too. Justin, we saw on the pre-show. Bobby J, are you working?
Of course he's working. We're tired
Bobby
tonight.
J, speaking of that, he made it to the Elite Eight last week and unfortunately tapped out. But you voted for him actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby J, I got you.
He voted for him.
They were wrong.
We
They
were-
didn't have my
It's
advice.
actually, I think he's right here.
They
by the
didn't
way.
have my well, they had my tasting notes, but they apparently didn't listen to them.
It was close. Actually, last week was close. All of them.
hard.
were really-
I would agree. Both the ones last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to do mine early, but they were actually paired pretty well because if they'd been swapped, it'd have been easy. But
Yeah.
there were two that were more subtle and two that were more powerful, and I think it made it tough. And that was purely random, so
Right.
it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But we are down to 4. There are 4 left. After
There can only
tonight,
be 4.
we will know who
Only
the
one.
final championship round will be.
Yep.
Well, at least the number. We won't know the people.
This
But,
has been a fun series. And one thing I did learn last week too is we need to pace ourselves. This stuff kicks
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
pretty good
because it's
punch.
not all low.
Wowza.
So do we want me to start pouring these and get these ready, or we got other stuff to talk about first?
It's up to you.
It's up to you, man. You're in it.
Do we have tape and Sharpies? Because I don't.
Let
Let me look for some, do some housekeeping while these
I think
guys
they're
talk.
down there.
so you can identify these and we don't get screwed up.
Yeah. That doesn't happen, does it?
Um, So as far as guests that are coming up, well, hang on. Let's talk about a couple of videos. You released
I did.
your 5 list.
Well, so we were called out by Whiskey Central. Apparently, there's this whole thing going around, and Reddit started it. Some guy on Reddit started it, and then I guess ADHD Whiskey got involved and started this whole 5 whiskeys you need to try in 2021, etc. And I guess it's taken over kind of the YouTube, if you will. And we got called out, and so you know what? Let's do it. So I created a video. I know you're going to do one. I think Andrew's going to do one as well. And it just the thing is it's hard because I mean, how can you just choose 5? But
That's the tough
So
part.
tell everybody what the premise is.
so it's just basically 5 whiskeys you need to try in 2021, and I did it the Scotch edition, which is what we're doing.
Yep.
So and I based it off of things that I thought from, and there's 5 topics. I can't remember off the top of my head, but based on those topics, price and taste, these are things I think that everyone should at least try in 2021. Now, are there some better scotches and unique scotches, and for sure. But I went with Monkey Shoulder, Naked Grouse, the Teapot, Budenhaven 12, and King Alexander the Third.
Oh.
So
Those
they're
are all
all
perfect.
good ones.
Yeah, those are all hits.
I think they fit the category I laid out pretty well. So it's doing pretty well. I think people are enjoying it.
So I had my list created before Drew made his, but after I was following Shayla's list from Whiskey Central.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching yours, I'm like, wait a minute. I can actually change the list. I can change the categories. So
What?
today, I kind of rewrote my list, and I'm doing different categories. I'm gonna have some fun with it. It's gonna be different. I just need to spend some time, and actually, I've got 3 of the 5. I need to come up with 2 more. So I'll get mine out here soon. But our goal is to have all 4 of us. I don't know if all 4 of us will get them done or not, but we're gonna have Whiskey Central on as a guest, and we'll talk about that and see what she's been up to and what got her into the whiskey tubing community, and see where she is in her journey. Then we've got some other guests. We've got some calls coming up too.
Well, we had last week. We also kind of, even though we had some technical difficulties, we had a really good call with Jason from Mash and Drum.
Yes, he was down in Kentucky doing a breaking barrel pick.
That's right.
Oh, sucker.
That's right.
Man, he was in a hotel. I was so jealous. He was in the right place.
Something.
So yeah, he's going to be coming on here soon.
I don't know for sure, like second week of June 10th or something like that, whatever that Thursday is. He's going to kick us off. Guys ready? On a bourbon series
Bum, bum,
that
bum.
we're going to start doing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but he's going to kick us off because we're dummies. We don't know much about bourbon. I mean, I think you're of the 4 of us. I think you drink more bourbon than anybody.
I do, yeah. I've started to like bourbon. I've really started to appreciate the flavors and some of the just a different flavor profile than Scotch. It's a little more narrow, but there are lots of nuances in there.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Jason's going to walk us through. I remember, and you can talk about this in a second. We got the Compass Box bottles over there, but we were buying some bottles at the buying table, and I decided to walk into the bourbon room, and
Oh my God.
it reminded me when I first started looking at
It's
Scotch.
worse than
You don't know
Scotch.
And it's
Scotch
actually, it is worse because there's
Way
so
worse.
many independent bottlers and what to choose and write batches and stuff. I don't even know. So I need to get some hand held on that stuff and kind of figure out what to buy and go through.
I actually bought a bourbon.
What?
My brother-in-law texted me. I guess the fire department of Lafayette in Indiana did a barrel pick from Woodford Reserve.
Oh yeah.
And so he texted, he's like, anybody want any of these? And I was like, you know what? We're going to get into some bourbons. I'll take one. So he dropped it off yesterday. $75. And it supported the fire department. So why not, right?
That bottle there. That St.
so-
Louis whiskey.
Let's finish talking about the guests because then we'll talk about the videos because you pointed out this. So who else do we have coming up? We've got June 6th, I think it is. And it's perfect timing to wrap up this whole blend competition that we've got going with our patrons because we're going to have James Saxon, one of the master blenders at Compass Box.
Oh my God.
So-
can you imagine?
Super excited to get him on because we've not met him. We were fortunate enough to meet John, right? And that was incredible. I'd love to do that again. You know, you're in the presence of, right? You're like, God, this was awesome.
Greatness.
But James is making a name for himself, and he had a hand in some of the bottles we have down on the floor. So it'll be interesting to have him on the show. Super stoked about that. But before we get to him, I'm going to get the bottles that we're talking about down on the floor. We've got the Compass Box for Dummies video coming up to go with our beginner's guide series. So I'll be running down just about everything Compass Box. I actually got a couple of special bottles that we'll have on the video, you know, ones that were signed. I think Tom Har's got a signed one. Who else did we see at Vine and Table that day, right?
Jeff Teamy.
Yeah.
With Bowers there? Maybe.
It'll be tough because
Yeah,
Compass Box has got a lot of bottles that are out there
George
that
Kaplan
are.
was there.
I think George Kaplan was there. He was,
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But it'll be a fun video, and I want to get that out before we have James on. So a lot of stuff coming together before June 6th.
More 5-minute whiskeys coming up as well.
You've
got one coming up
a
you wanna do?
slew of them.
I've got a bunch of whiskeys that will either do as 5-minute or 4 dummies. Either way.
Yeah.
Just a full review.
Yeah.
And then later on in the month, in June, we are having the Edinburgh Whiskey Academy on as guests. So that'll be fun. They've got an educational series that we're going to try to share with everybody, and it'll be fun to have them on to talk about it and see what it really is. I think things have changed for them a little bit because of COVID. They're not getting in-person classes, but they do have a pretty cool virtual thing that we have all been involved in. So we'll have them on, and we've got a call with a guest in New York.
We do. You haven't heard this yet.
You haven't heard this. So
Good
do Do you know the last time we were in New York, we went to, did we go to Fine and Rare?
Oh yeah.
So do you remember the owner of Fine and
Oh,
Rare,
yeah.
Tommy? Yeah, we're gonna have a call with him and
We're gonna
hopefully
join
have him
us.
on the show.
That's a fantastic.
That'll be
whiskey bar.
really fun.
He has a lot of knowledge.
That was such a great event.
It was.
The bar, the music there,
Yep.
the whiskey,
the
it's just,
food, the
it's
whole,
just everything.
the environment. It's
Yeah.
just a fun place
It
to
is.
hang
It's a great
out.
place to be. Yeah.
And you can have a whiskey bar, a locker.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a place that you can walk in and they just bring your bottles.
There's all
to you
my
and you
stuff
drink
just
for it.
gloriously hanging out in the cage. And
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I know that we're missing one more. You'd have to pull the calendar up.
Well, I know a place in Indianapolis or Lebanon that's working on getting your own cage as well.
oh yeah, where's this place at?
1830 Chop House, baby.
Oh.
Actually, that's a good lead in. I saw Steve A say we're still one short. Yeah,
We
you
are.
guys, Sean is just, I think he's just getting worked to death.
So imagine being in charge of 2 restaurants and trying to staff it.
and
now.
nobody wants to work.
It's so hard
He's really
Oh,
putting
that's
in
it.
hours.
between managers
Oh,
and
yeah,
chefs
when?
and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. So we're looking at the calendar. That's why we paused here a second.
Yeah, put it the someone from one of the new distilleries that we just talked about in the last 2 weeks, Inch Daring.
Yeah, from the word.
Yeah, the Voyager series that we got from the Whiskey Barrel. So we're gonna have Ian from Inch Daring, and I'm excited about that.
That's
'cause
gonna be really interesting.
talking about that
Mhm.
distillery, it'll be really neat. So be on the lookout for that. But I'd say the next 6 weeks are gonna be busy as
We got
far
a lot of
as
stuff
guests
coming up, guys.
and-
Cool.
And
Hold on tight because we've got tons of stuff. We've got patron things we're doing as well. By the way, speaking of patrons, this championship next Thursday will be patron only streamed.
Yes.
So I hope you guys are ready for that because it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win that one. And,
What's the date?
and I
on
think
it?
we're going to do a Zoom call versus a YouTube. So we're going to have everybody join that's on Patreon join our show.
Oh my gosh.
So we
it's
can all
so
be
great.
involved via video and see each other and go through championship brackets. So patrons,
fun.
hang on tight.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So we do need to get into this guy
Let's do it.
here.
So
but-
how did you? I was low. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried because
Did you learn?
how did you? What did you do over here? How did you line this all up?
So you've got what
Get that
here,
out of the way.
and now you have to pull up the bracket. But we have F and J against each other, and we have I and A against each other.
That's
which,
right.
Which we don't know whose is whose.
No idea.
I don't even remember from last week which ones I tasted. So I don't know if mine. Can you remember? Apparently mine didn't make it in. You guys,
I know you.
colluded together.
You ended up picking Bobby
Colluded
J over whoever the other one was.
you guys colluded.
And it was
and
weird
ignored
because
mine.
we it was the first. I think it was one of the only peed ones I remember tasting, and I thought for sure this is your wheelhouse, and you did not pick it. We did.
I did not pick it because I think that whatever was against it had a broader flavor profile.
Yeah.
Right, that works.
And that is often the case with peated whiskeys. It's really hard to balance a sweetness and a peated together to create a balance and a character that's unique. Whereas with a sherried, you can do a lot more. If you have a high bourbon, aged for a certain amount of time in bourbon, and you add some sherry to it, you
Yeah.
can bring those flavors up
Oh, yeah,
better.
for sure.
Peat is a very difficult thing to do, especially from what I'm hearing is that people that have done their blends, when you add peat and some of the other stronger flavors, a week later, it's completely different than when you originally blended it. So it can change on you without you knowing it.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's tough.
Yeah.
So I guess
You know,
we'll start.
On that note, before we
Yep.
start, I want to throw it out there. We just said we're going to have James Saxon from Compass Box on June 6th. So I definitely want to put it out there, guys. That's a great question, and I'm going to ask him. If you guys, there's a specific question you want to ask the blender. I mean, obviously we'll take comments when he's on.
Yeah.
But you know how hard it is to keep
Yeah.
up with comments, especially when you have a guest. So if there's something really specific you want to talk, you ask a master blender, email it to us or put it in the comments. Get it to us in another on our
Actually,
Discord.
email or Discord would be the best thing. It's scotchfordummies@gmail.com, and we'll add it to a compiled list, and we'll do our best to get your question on the show and ask.
Right.
Yep.
So let's dive in.
All
What
right,
are we
let's
doing?
start with J and F.
All right. So I've got
All
this Compass Box menagerie here.
I'm going to put mine up to the side. So
All right, J against F.
both
So
very similar color.
Yeah.
Jay's a little dark, a little redder,
yeah.
I'll say. Darker, I don't
Very
know.
similar. Very
Yeah.
similar.
What's the rules again? It didn't have. They couldn't just. They had to put at least a tablespoon or something. You couldn't just put a drop of something.
No
in it.
less than 10% of one thing.
Right.
In it. Yeah.
So that's J.
High ABV. Hello.
So F.
Talk to me, Goose.
We get some
Give
sherry
me a
in
second.
there.
I gotta analyze.
ABV.
Deep in
I'm
thought.
not getting a high ABV on the nose of F. F, yeah.
I got cinnamon apple on the nose on that. High ABV and a foundation of caramel and
A little bit of
nutmeg, I would say.
F has a little bit of sherry in it.
I get your apple. I get a little bit of
Some
spice.
bourbon barrels. Yeah. I
that's
guess we should be talking about
I
the
don't.
same
I
thing.
don't
Yeah,
get.
why don't we just talk about that?
I don't get a lot of
Okay.
high AB. You said this one really got you.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's like potent, but I can tell it's up there. I would say probably
You've got
50.
a good swirl on that one too. Yeah.
Ooh, wait. There's something else that I just got in there.
His nose is back.
It is nice to see.
I just can't. I can't identify it. There's something else going on in there past that
Nutmeg?
apple. I don't know what it is.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's got some spice to it.
Got some apple in there.
So that's what he's Tom.
A little bit of
actually has a
light
question.
wood.
What percentage is your nose right now? You think?
It's. I'd say I'm definitely up over 80%, Tom. I definitely foods and everyday smells are. It is still hard to get the notes off of a glass. I got to be honest.
Well,
I'm getting it, but yeah.
Okay, there's something in here that has some deep,
Exactly.
rich flavor, but it's subtle. It's not.
It's underneath it all.
It's underneath.
It's like a
You have
candied
to-
apple root or something going on there. That's rich, syrupy.
This has
fruitiness.
some real nice whiskey in it,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's cut with something a little lighter.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start. I'm gonna go back to this one.
No, that's really
So
nice.
that's J. Let's sit
Wow.
for a second.
Okay. This one has like a. This is totally different than that.
Yeah, completely.
For sure.
It's completely different.
Food
This
and
is
farts,
like
Tom.
almost toffee like. I don't know how to describe it other than like
Cedar.
microwave toffee. Like, have you ever made that? Like
Microwave toffee?
yeah. So when you make,
As
you can
opposed
make.
to the stovetop.
My mom made it when I was younger, and she would nuke it. It's basically brown sugar and all this crap, and it's like that kind of toffee
butter.
melted butter. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm getting on the nose.
Sounds good.
It was pretty good.
This smells like king.
Come on, are you kidding? Brown
Sugar
sugar and butter
and
as
butter.
a kid, yeah. Scoop that shit up.
So I'm still working on Jay a little bit. I'm
This
not
one's
gonna talk,
probably
but
decent ABV as well, not crazy on the nose.
This is not high ABV.
I wasn't getting a high.
I'm getting a little bit of citrus now too underneath
Sweet.
that. Probably
sugar.
lemon zest and
Oh, it is light compared to that.
yeah, it's not as rich on the nose on neat.
I got malt. I'm getting a lot of malt.
Tom said there's no microwaves.
I remember when I was young and we got our first microwave. And it was one of the
Malt
ones that you had to turn the dial to start the timer on.
Yeah.
And you thought you were going to get irradiated by it. It was like,
I'm pretty sure.
Loud. It sounded dangerous.
I'm pretty sure Brianna watches the show just to see if I talk about candy each week.
I know.
What's Drew gonna say this week? Well, let me say.
So it's light. I'm almost getting lemon on the nose.
He
I
said
said
lemon.
lemon zest.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
great.
you're
all
good.
right. So we're
You're
good.
on.
Yeah, it's
All right.
light.
So taste this.
It's
I'm
like
gonna-
Makir Bay or something. Lightness. But
Yeah, that's actually a good call.
But there's something else in there. There's obviously some sherry or something in there. I don't know if it's sherry, but
This has Kilkerran in it.
you think?
Yep.
You're getting some funk? Maybe that's what I smell underneath it all.
No, well, maybe, but there's some rich flavors in it.
Mm. If someone put that Kilkerran 8 in as a blend, good on you.
This has Kilkerran and
This guy's going to call out the freaking recipe, not just freaking this. Take a sip already.
Force of me.
Slowest speed drammer ever. I know.
Well, that is sweet.
There's something sweet in that
That is
nose.
super sweet up front, like potent sweet.
A lot of sweetness on the nose now.
But the Kilkerran 8 didn't have that.
But it's got some funkiness going on to it, especially on the palate and the finish. Oh man, that's really, really good.
And there's a little bit of there's some funk or some peat in there.
That's about a 56 ABV. That's up there.
It's hotter than it smelled to me.
That's delicious. Now it had a really cool finish, I thought it was going to last for a while, but it just went away. Interesting. A hint of charring.
I was gonna say I'm like the late finish almost has like a burnt brown sugar on it to me.
There's some smokiness peat in there.
Yeah, there's a touch of peat in there. Wow,
The palate is
Are
not
you
as good
getting
as
a
the
lot of
nose.
sweet? Are you getting a lot of
Yeah,
sweetness on the nose?
Put some water on that
I'm
one.
getting some
We'll go to the
bitterness.
next
Yeah,
one.
it needs water to open up.
Here you go.
For sure.
There you go. That was Jay.
That was
Jay.
Jay.
That was Jay.
There's some bitterness, black teas, and
I need
The nose in this thing is like a Highland. Just
I need some
light.
water to clear my palate.
Move it down here if you want.
yeah, here, there's that. You can. I poured some in a glass, so I'm not drinking out of it.
And pour a little more in here. My Scotch for down
Buttery.
So,
glass my wife made
Jay has a powerful flavor, but initially without the water, it's a little off.
That is good. That is good. Buttery. Bread. Not as high as ABV as I thought. It's probably closer to 43.
I'm still getting maltness out of it.
It's got some malty.
Brown sugar. The nose on the Jay, I think, is really good.
To me, this is just it's almost like a classic malt Scotch.
It's
Glenmorangie
not fair.
or-
I mean, these are pretty
different.
glasses, so you have to really take.
But which is better balanced? So the thing
exactly.
that we need to work through is not which is more powerful, which has a better overall
the best blend.
Blend,
Yes,
blend together.
I really appreciate that one.
Which is
I like
together.
that.
Ooh, that one's very approachable without water.
It's think of like a little caramelization on top of bread and honey and
So
what else did I say earlier?
this is going to be tough because right now, just after tasting them once, and you've already put water on Jay, right? I think Jay, it definitely comes out swinging a lot harder than F. But it's almost like broken. It's like a combo punch where I think F is just all put together. I think it's a little bit more blended together well. It seems to whatever's in it is not disjointed. Jay, I'm not saying Jay is completely disjointed because I love every segment of the disjointed.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, Jay is in a commanding lead, and F is doing its best to come back and fight for its position.
I think F might surprise us.
The nose on Jay is so good. The brown sugar and sweetness on that.
Did you put any water on F?
Yeah, I already
Oh, you did? Okay, so let's let that guy sit for a hot second. All right, guys.
I'm interested to see if Jay is opened up more.
Okay, so Jay has water on it now, right?
Yep. No, you just tasted that with water?
Yep, it's coming back.
Talk us through.
So I'm still getting a little bit of the bitterness, the potential peat in there, smoke more than peat. Either that or really old Oloroso. So you get that bitterness out of that.
There is
it
some
could almost
old
be,
sweet sherry in there. So
well,
you were
I
saying
think
you were saying Kilkerran. I'm gonna say an Edredor.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Was some really, straight from the cask or something like Edredor.
Yeah.
The nose
to
is just
pop the nose.
phenomenal.
Or Glen Alecky too, that has that kind of sweetness to it as well.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
that
rich. It's got a rich finish. Just man, it makes you want to chew on your tongue a little bit.
Yeah, this now smells like a biscuit. A buttered biscuit.
A buttered biscuit.
Yeah, it smells so good. The thing that popped in my head is like those Grand
Hey,
biscuit
D.
when you put butter on top of them.
Wow, that's
Okay.
delicious. That's really done well.
What?
Jay.
F times.
Vanillas, cream,
Boy, it's softer now.
butter. Oh my gosh, there's so much butter in that F with water.
I hope
They're
the water didn't
night
hurt
and
it.
day on the palate. Like they're different profiles. You know what I mean?
It didn't change the nose to me.
Buttered
The,
biscuit.
the nose on in J is definitely more pronounced than on. Is this I or
Mm.
F? F.
All right, hand me J again. I want to do a couple more nosings on J, and then I'll make her go.
The nose on F is pretty weak, considering.
Okay.
I'm good. I really enjoy F. I like F. To me is something I'm gonna grab and I'm gonna pour it out. I want a lower ABV, something that has some maltiness to it, buttery, creamy. It's delicious. J is when I want to pull something out and punch me in the teeth a little bit with flavor profile and complexity. I think they're both. I think it has more complexity than you think. I think it has. It's interesting because it goes from the sweetness to a little bit of a funk and a little bit of you even said it, peat and smokiness. There's something charring or something going on with there. That's complex to me. It has all those flavors. This is kind of unidimensional as far as buttery,
So well done, though.
It's blended
It is
really well.
done.
It's blended
that's
really
the
well.
problem I'm having.
Yeah, that's the thing. So what I'm experiencing with the J is it's got this and this and this, but it's not like, and you
Does
get
it flow? You don't think it flows?
It doesn't flow well. But when I consider other whiskeys that are complex, sometimes they don't always flow well either. If my palate's off for the day or something.
Depends on what your mood is too. Yeah.
F is hit its genre perfectly, and it's a smaller genre, but man, that's a tough call.
I enjoy F a lot.
I do too.
It's got that right amount of sweetness to it as well.
God,
they're both really good.
So I agree with you. I definitely enjoy. F is very well balanced. It's a good blend. J is a little bit more into what I'm into right now, and I've been stuck in that for a while, right?
Yeah.
And so that keeps coming at me when I shut my eyes and just try to think about these flavors. I'm like, oh man, there's some sherry in there, man. But this is tough. This is tough.
I'm splitting hairs here because I like both of them very well. I really do. But I'm gonna give the edge to
Jay.
To Jay.
I think I would too. I think Jay actually, there's more to work with there. I think, and that's my palate is tends to avoid the lighter whiskeys. I think F has done really well, but I think with J I can get more. There's more meat to it. There's more teeth to it. Yeah.
I'm actually an opposite. I'm going now for the lower ABVs lately. I'm really appreciating those more. The
ABV is not important to me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So in that vein, I'm not going to say.
Why? Yes, you are.
You've got it.
Yes, you are.
Damn. So no, listen. I think F is a great blend. I would drink F on the daily. Okay, that would be a daily dram to me.
Absolutely.
I think Jay's got a lot more going on in it. And it happens to, there's a couple of notes in there that happen to really tickle my fancy, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
So I definitely like Jay as far as the flavors. But I want to know what's in F because it really blends well together.
I really enjoy it.
I'm going to go with J too.
All right.
So unanimous. So I can tell you, I just looked F, just so you guys see. We're saying F, just make sure I don't mess up.
F. So we're picking J as the winner against F. So F is going down.
Exposed.
F is out, right? That is F.
Greg Bowers. Bowers.
Greg Bowers, you are out, sir.
He'll be in the after show. Here we go. Oh,
man, that was good.
Oh, it's like a sealed envelope.
It is a sealed envelope. See what's in here. And we have Glenn Catba. Catba. K-A-T-B-H.
He knows Gaelic, so he probably knows what he's talking about.
So it's Gordon and MacPhail, Glen Cadam, 20-year-old, 50%. And that, so half of the blend is Glen Cadam, Gordon MacPhail, Glen Cadam, 20-year-old, 43% ABV.
Distilled in 1990.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
the other half, a quarter of it is Glendronach Batch 8, 61% ABV. And then the final is Kill Karen 857.1. You dog.
I said it was in the other one.
He didn't call that on
I
that.
didn't call it.
Wow,
I
you
called it
called-
on the other one.
Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh.
taste it on
I
that
didn't.
at all.
Yeah.
So the ABV on that was, well, let's see, it was 60, 60, 40. So it was probably 55%,
It did not taste that hot.
57% ABV.
No.
So the craziness is as much of shariness as you've got out of the Glendronach and the Kilkerran, it did not come through on
No,
that.
it really didn't. Let me give it the nose on that again.
Go back to your spreadsheet.
Are you sure that's the right one? Because that does not smell
It is.
Kilkerran.
It's right. It's
All right.
We can double check.
All right. So Jay wins. Jay moves on.
Yeah.
Now it is time for
Wow.
I and A.
Okay, so Greg, well done, buddy. Good, really solid blend.
Solid.
And honestly, they definitely blended well together and made it unique. F is gone. F is
Jay makes it.
J goes on.
All right. So we're going to start with A because alphabetically and A for Andrew, you know, that's what works.
Oh, really?
So again, sweetness on this, cherries, sweet sherry as a
Sweet,
first impression.
sweet sherry, you said?
Yeah, sherry, sweet sherry.
Dun dun dun.
I get rose.
Okay, this may not be fair
I know what. I know.
because these are different genres of.
Well, so is well.
It is
yeah,
what it is.
but
It's
that's-
the
other
luck
two
of
are
the
the
draw
same
here,
way.
buddy.
I thought at least.
This is soft. Like I said, I get rose petal a little bit.
So was this one of the ones I didn't pick last week?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason I didn't pick it last week, guys.
So why are you shaking it, Nicholas?
Why am I?
Surface area.
I'm trying to get surface there. I want to get some whiskey on the glass so it evaporates and gives me some more of that vapor so I can get it on the nose. Who asked?
What?
Did someone ask?
No, I was just.
Oh,
trying,
you
I was trying to be informative.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, another way to do it is I do this quite a bit. I'll roll the glass and I'm just getting whiskey on the edge so that I get the whole glass wet to try to get. Oh yeah, you can smell. There's some Lefroy in there, isn't there?
There's some.
This is
I don't know if
there's
it's
some
Lefroy
potency
or
in
not.
there.
There's some.
This is
some
high ABV too, but I can't get past it. It's kind of stopping me here.
So yeah, there's definitely some phenols on that one.
I'm trying to get past it. I don't get much on the nose because it's all alcohol for me on that one.
So I'm not getting alcohol now. No, it's.
I got a lot of peat on that, but I can't get past it. I think it needs to stay with the topper off for a
So
second.
I've got it has some peat, it has some potency to it, and I think I remember that one last week. It was overpowered.
No, we're not talking about last week.
You can't remember
Right
last
now,
week. It's right
here.
now. But I know what you're saying. You're just trying to justify your age.
Oh my gosh.
The reason I got it.
I mean, 100% Pete. I mean, Lefroy or something.
Freud or Ardbeg?
Yeah, I might be Ardbeg.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell if it's mixed in with the blend.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be a plethora.
Well,
Green apples.
I'll have to get another nose on it. I think I can hammer that one out.
It could be a Highland Pete.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so there.
So yeah,
I'm almost getting a
I'm-
springbank funk on that.
I'm still on this on A.
Oh no,
Oh.
on I. Yeah,
So I'm still getting
total funk in
real
there.
softness on
I wish I
A.
had my notes from last week because this I had it all right. I had this one well
Throw them
analyzed.
in the trash over there.
No.
All right, so fresh
no,
nose. Because admittedly, as you taste whiskey with others, you do pull
the
flavors.
big. I like that. That's pretty good, Tom.
Mm.
Okay, so then the nose is tapering down a little bit now. I can smell. It's still.
I'm getting
it's
some-
still light.
I'm believe it or not, I'm getting more cinnamon on it on the palate.
That's the only thing I'm getting on the nose.
I'm getting some cinnamon, cinnamon apple, maybe a real long cinnamon spice finish on that too. That's enjoyable. I like that.
And he's really good. It's a really
that's
sweet,
delicious.
flavorful, well balanced, well conditioned.
That's
yeah,
that's
I'm gonna
like
let that sit for a hot second. I might. How much A do we have? Do we have enough to? Because I want to take one more drink
Tons.
before
Yeah,
I water it.
And I shouldn't have done I. I should. It's so powerful. We need to fully analyze A before we.
Right.
it feels like it's got Glen Alec and Macallan in it. Hey,
Hey, Lana, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time.
So go back.
she's on Facebook even.
She's on Facebook.
Hey, we're streaming to Instagram right now, although I think it's just Mark's
Did
face.
you start it?
Yeah, it's working. I think it's just Mark's face.
Why
so
is that?
I don't know. I think it's because the way Instagram does is the smaller format. I
Yeah,
guess.
so you got to move in if you want to actually
It's
see
just
him.
me.
Hi Instagram.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
All right.
So, have you had Alpha yet? Have you tried it?
I did, but it was quick.
Pass the other one though.
Oh my gosh! No, you don't want to do I yet. It'll blow out your palate. So let's talk through A really well first.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You put water on it?
Not yet. I wanted to have one more neat try. I really like A. I think I'm really gonna like it after it's had a couple drops. I think that
Does it open up a lot?
yes, the
Happily
the
sweet.
finish has an edge on it that I don't want. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's off-putting or anything, but if you took
It is
that edge
edgy.
off, I think it would be really, really good. And so I'm hoping to those drops pull that edge off, and then I think this thing's going to be spectacular. And I'm
So
purposely
sweet
not trying
and
I
soft
yet
and well
because
balanced.
of the
Because
peat.
so yeah, so A is a soft,
You put
sweet
water in it?
whiskey. Yeah, I did. It may take a minute, but well done. I would drink that every day. I would share that with lots of friends because it's easily approachable from anyone. The thing about
Ooh.
if you're sharing bourbons, there's all that corn sweetness and oakiness and barrel that
I didn't
takes into
taste
it. This is softer. It has like I don't know for raspberries, but light cherries kind of things in it. And
What A does?
I
I think the water put some cotton candy in. It opened it up. It's just it's
It
much
is.
more poof in the
Yeah.
glass.
It's still not very nosy, but I
No.
mean, yeah, you're right. It's more refined sugar on the nose. I think we might have to add some more to it. Get some
Mhm.
water. What's this one?
all right, time to go.
We
Time
need-
to
we need
go.
some more in there.
I'll pour some.
It's got water on it, so you want to taste it with water.
You guys hit I and talk through that. So I definitely has some funk
Put
in
some
it.
more and just water this one down, and because I'm gonna want another pull on it with water.
That's really
Okay.
good. It's kind of it's well,
Okay.
It's
Hey,
got a-
Richie.
it's got like a dark cherry finish to it too. Like it just
What A?
yeah, it's got a richness to it.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm getting though. I'm not getting anything rounded. It's not like
That's a well done.
Okay. I am so glad that we let I sit
Yep.
because now I can get to it. Some of that phenol has wafted off. The alcohol I can get underneath it. I'm getting some chocolate underneath it.
Yep.
There's some sweetness down there. Oh,
what's up, Richie?
you know,
What do you think the peat is?
I was just gonna say, could it be one of those Bunnahabhain, like Torquedad or something like that?
I think it's like a
One of the
smells
Bunnahabhain
spring, it smells
Moine?
Campbelltown to me.
You're getting a funk?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's funk in there.
What would you say then?
Well, see, and I don't know I don't remember the difference between a Hazelburn and a Springbank. One of them is like super peated, and one of them is triple distilled, and one's 2.5 distilled.
I would say Hazelburn would be your best guess in that then.
Yeah, maybe, but either way, it smells Campbelltown to me.
Man,
And I
that
think,
nose is right there, isn't it?
and
Wow.
that was a problem with me. Is that that's all I got.
perfumey too a little.
I got a
I know.
weird butterscotch on the palate on that.
We didn't add water to that yet, so
No, it's hot, that's for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
the funny thing is normally when it's really peaty, I can take the higher ABV because the peat kind of masks the ABV. You know,
Okay. It's gonna be hard to beat that. I really enjoy Wow, it flows. There's so much flowing going on
It's so
from the
high.
butter sweet to the peatiness to the.
It's high ABV too,
It's
though.
high.
It's high ABV. I really enjoy that. Like that's a nice for me to like the peat stuff. There's not a whole lot of subtle peats out there that are that good.
There are no subtle
Why are you picking on me, Tom?
So part of the conditions I have to consider is people have carefully manipulated these whiskeys for a certain palate.
Mm-hmm.
And with this one, unless you're going for a shotgun,
Give me peat monster.
all I get is peat. And
Oh, I'm getting more than that.
see, I'm not. And that is my problem with these ones. I think they're well balanced. They're put together well. They're soft. They're sweet. But
I mean, so far, I mean, I want to try that with some water because I want to see if it changes it much. But I honestly don't see
Have you
too
put water
much
on it yet?
of comparison here between these two because I mean, what I'm getting out of Jay is just
Hey,
right.
no. This one,
Aye.
all right. I'm sorry. I has more complexity to it.
Man,
boy,
that
it's
water is
oily as
still
hell.
hot.
Look at it, man. It's
Oh.
thick. It's viscous. Oh, I'll tell you what.
I added water and I think it got
But
higher.
the more it sits in the glass, the more you can get at it on the nose.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy that one a lot. Like this is a glass. This is a bottle I
This
buy.
is where the peat head is like, I'm not sure I like the peated one.
I know
Yeah.
that's. I picked it last week.
So
Actually, I remember now because I really enjoyed the mix of this.
Vanillas.
Ooh,
I
man.
know.
The water
No,
just cut off those edges on the sides on the finish, and made that one really approachable.
mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, you dirty dog.
Wow,
That is
it's
so
sweet.
funny.
The finish is sweet too. Wow, that's well done. Whoever did that,
My palate
Man,
is
yeah, it's like
well
vanilla
messed
ice
up.
cream on the finish.
it is. Oh yeah, exactly. Wow,
That's crazy.
French vanilla.
Right, vanilla bean.
That's
Um,
delicious. Yeah, well, I'm
God,
gonna give this
no,
one
man.
more
Hey,
chance.
it's got a
'cause
great nose, man.
I didn't think it had a great nose. I thought it was subtle. It had a nice Glenallachie or a Macallan type quality to the palate, but the nose didn't get me no sulfur or anything. But
Ah. Okay.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
I'm ready to vote.
I'm ready. I'm okay. I'll talk about it in a second.
yeah, water messed it up.
I think
Messed it up.
I think the water flattened it.
Oh, for sure.
It's like flat Coke to me now.
Yeah.
I lost what I had on it earlier.
Yeah,
Maybe it's overwatered because when I don't know.
I'm going with I. I already said everything about it. It's good.
There's a chocolate note underneath I.
Mhm.
It's got some peat in
Yeah, I
there.
think you're right.
The vanilla finish, if you will, it's a creamy vanilla finish at the end. I don't know. It's just and it's evolved. It's evolved in the glass. Of course, it's got peat, so you're going to have more evolution because the peat wafts off and it changes. I get that, but I think the water killed A for me.
No, it didn't.
No?
No.
Talk to me, Andrew. Tell me what I'm wrong.
So this is a repeat last week.
This is a repeat of last week. I think it's a repeat of last week. So A has sweetness and creaminess
That's
and
interesting.
it's such an elegant combination where I is like, boom, here's this, and that's all I got. And that's what I'm learning to appreciate. And this is where you guys were maybe a year ago, where you guys all went back to sherry from the peat, whereas this one is it's for lack of a better word, perfectly balanced in the sweetness and the creaminess and the vanillas and things like that. Whereas this it's hot, it's powerful, but I'm not getting the nuance out of it. Like
So you're going with
I'm
that.
gonna go
I
with
see
that.
some new people that I want to shout out to. Sabrina and Francois. Cool.
They've been there before. They've been in.
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah.
I just saw them I'm scrolling up trying to catch up on the comments while I'm listening to you talk. And
No shirt.
So I'm going to be the
odd man out?
minority,
You're gonna be
which is
that-
fine.
Okay, and that's
I
but hang on a
feel like-
So
second.
did you say you're going?
I'm gonna taste it again.
All right. One more chance for
So-
A. So right now we're split.
Again, it's not I. Analyze it for what it is.
I hear you.
Which
I
is
hear
a
you.
non-peated, sweet.
I get your
um,
sweetness.
Sweetness still. Just
Still Z. That's funny.
what?
I gotta show this. I came here from Instagram. Nothing against Mark, but I wanted to see others too. Because
Get in here, guys.
I pulled
the
it
time.
Instagram. I pulled it up on Instagram. Look, I'll look at it again.
It's all Mark.
It's just Mark.
So we need to push together more. We need to be
Well,
like this,
oh, no.
shoulder to shoulder.
Did you shut it off?
No, it's still going. Look, there it is.
It is Mark. That's funny.
That's funny.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we won't do Instagram anymore.
Well, we got. We're have to do a separate camera. But
It's all
anyway,
Mark.
so what's going on? 4 a.m. here. Quite difficult to follow you. Yeah, Sabrina. Thank you for getting on. That's
Yep.
early.
So and as us doing a live tasting, it's typical
Yeah.
to talk through. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you getting up and hanging with your staying up regardless.
All right.
What you got?
I agree with you, Andrew, and there's some sweetness, definitely plenty sweetness.
That's all you get.
But I for some reason it's a little on the flat side for me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say I'm gonna finish that bottle. I'm not saying it's
No,
bad.
I
I got
get
to the
this
final
bottle.
four.
You can
I
have
think
I.
it's a good blend. I just think it's unidimensional. There's nothing there. There's sweetness.
And vanillas and
So who
softness
is out?
and- Well,
I'm going with I.
So
up to
A
you.
is out.
A is
Okay.
out. A is Kyle.
Oh my God, we got.
told you, Kyle.
Shit.
You know what you're
That
doing.
means a Porter championship.
That
going
means
up.
there is contention in the House of Porter.
Oh my goodness! Here,
Dun dun
I think that's
dun.
Kyle.
Kyle.
All right, I'll read that because I like Kyle's better.
Dang it!
So, hey, dummies, not sure if this will even arrive on time. Probably won't win, but I had an awesome time creating and tasting along the way. Keep up the fun Patriot Management. Kyle Brady, Whiskey Crossing. P.S. Bonus sample included. All right. So,
Dun dun dun. Tell me.
blend recipe.
Yes, I drank the Porter.
Funky Walker in a windstorm. So we have
Funky Walker?
two parts each. Wow.
Wow, this is a blend and a half. Holy shnikes.
2 parts each of Glenallachie 12, Glenallachie 15,
I said Glenelg.
You did.
Glenallachie 10, batch 3, Springbank 10. Is this A? Are you sure this is A?
Yes.
Springbreak 15, and 1 part each of Long Row Red Cab Franc and Bemore 10 Cast Strength Tempest.
How the hell is that so just
It's
sweet?
so weird how I'm not
How
getting.
can that be what's in this? That is not what I get of any of those.
Glenallachie, it's all that sweetness.
like
and
Glenallachie's over-
sweet-
it's
and the Long
overpowering.
Row.
But I get
Yep.
no Springbank. Really? No, a 10, 15?
I would agree. I don't get Springbank on that at all.
I don't at all. Nope. Not
The
at all.
Glenallachie is definitely dominating that because it is sweet and tasty and balanced
Mhm.
and well done.
Well, you know what? I called McAllen for the sulfur. Maybe that's why I was getting in the Springbank.
Or more, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Springbank could have done that too.
Maybe. Anywho, that was
I
fun.
cannot
Wow.
believe that is what's in this. So again, Glenallachie 12, Glenallachie 15, Glenallachie 10, batch 3, Springbank 10, Springbank 15, Longrow Red 11-year Cab Franc,
Yep.
and Bemore 10 Cast Strength Tempest.
So the long road kicks
Wow.
in about. But
Holy
yeah.
shite.
I'm telling next week's show, the Zoom and the Porters, y'all better come on because it's going to be interesting to see husband against wife.
They better not show up all,
Yeah,
we
oh,
did
yeah.
this together. That's bull.
No.
No, they didn't.
Y'all,
We know they
you
didn't.
got to pick. Oh, it doesn't matter if you win or if
I
I
know,
win.
right. No. Y'all pick a number or a letter, Porters, and stand by your
That's
letter.
right.
They're very different. And they are
They're
very
not
different.
going to.
So I and J moves through.
Holy shnikes.
Those are very different noses.
That was a good call. All of them were really good tonight, actually. I actually enjoyed F earlier. I'm going to drink some F too. So
Oh, D, that's awesome. I gotta put that up. I know it'll go up.
what'd you say?
It says, Super Chat is like the buffet line at a wedding. Everyone's hesitant to be the first. I'll take one for the team.
No, I love it.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you for the
Thank
super
you,
chat.
D. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
Wow, what a fun time. Porter Power.
Porter Power. Wow, that's crazy.
Porter Power.
Woo.
Well, first, let's also say thank you. Again, let's chat just a second. Thank you to all the patrons that did supply this. It's been about 2 months in the gathering.
It has been.
Appreciate your patience on this. It's been fun. All the effort put forth. What a cool concept.
That's great. I love people being creative.
Somebody posted, I think it was everyone posted in the chat that so next week the championship.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you, Zach. Cheers. Appreciate it, Zach. Andy. Everyone said so next week's championship round, which is I versus J.
I versus J.
The next week's championship round is a patron only video. So next Thursday we will not be live.
Correct.
We will be having a patron only.
Probably a Zoom. We'll see.
But everyone suggested that we release that after the fact.
Yeah, we can do that.
We definitely will. But just to make sure everybody knows that next Thursday we won't be on YouTube Live because we'll be doing this championship. What a good time, though.
Yeah, well, it's a special thing for our patrons. I mean, they do a lot for us. They support us. They give us ideas. And the Discord chat is amazing. All the stuff we talk through and go through. I mean, so it's important that we make sure that we include them in some special stuff as well.
And the irony is, you guys, most of the people, all the people that participated in the blind competition, our patrons, they're all on Discord or on our pre or post show. And so we talk to each other all the time. And so this has been kind of a close family fun thing. And you can be a part of that family. You know, if you want in on the next time we do something like this.
Thanks, Richie.
Hey, Richie Z. Thank you, sir.
And thank you.
I mean, honestly, our patrons are our blood, man. And we love you guys. So this was fun.
Keeps
and Bobby J.
Cheers.
What aisle are you in, brother?
See, that's the thing about the after show. You would see Bobby J doing some fun things.
Yeah, he logs into the after show from work. We have some fun.
Oh, we got another one. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
This is the big one, I think. Hold on.
I got to pour something.
Cheers to dummies and all the other patrons who submitted.
F-dumb?
Yep.
F-den?
F is good. These all sounded wonderful. Some rounds were close. Bree and I are stoked. Andrew, you got to get you got to get the no letter. It's a complex beast.
It's a complex beast. Leave that up. He's coming back down. He had to take a bio break. Here's a comment. Here's a super chat for you, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Cheers to the dummies and all the other patrons who submitted. Sounded wonderful. Rounds were close. Bree and I are stoked. Andrew, you got to get to know letter I. It's a complex beast.
It is a complex beast. But
tame the beast, brother.
Oh, it kicks you in the head. It's not. I'm not sure it's balanced right. Too much Springbank.
Too much Springbank. I didn't get any Springbank on Kyle's. I did not either. That's what's in that blend.
Yeah, it didn't go through. It didn't.
Let me see. What did he say the ABV, calculated ABV on that was?
I don't think he said.
Oh, yeah. So we don't know. I would really like to do the homework on that and figure out what the ABV is. You actually have this Glenallachie 10 batch 3.
I do.
I'm going to tell you, all the blends we had were good.
Yeah, there wasn't a one that was bad by any means. No, they weren't.
And none of them had White Walker, at least so far.
We did get lucky. Yeah, Porter, if there's White Walker in any of these bottles, you're no longer a patron.
Well, no, that would explain why I don't like it.
Thank you, Lee, and God bless you, Lee, and your situation down there.
Yeah,
she's got some serious water going on down there. So
Scotch in the Bayou. Here's one for you.
A little 30-second silence for.
We're thinking of you, darling.
Yep. Replace all the floors. It's tough. That menagerie is good. See, that's well balanced.
The stuff is good.
Like I said, none of the blends were bad.
No, they were all good.
And really fun. And honestly, I think this has actually moved my dial to be interested to try something like this on my own. I really didn't have any interest in this kind of blending at all.
If you think about it,
I mean,
it doesn't. So listen, you go to we all go through the liquor stores and we look at scotches, and there's different. I mean, it depends on your budget and everything else, and palate, of course, right? But you could probably do some serious experimental stuff, like grab a $30 monkey shoulder and then grab a bourbon, or you have to understand a little bit of what you're buying, right? Whether it's malty or sweet or sherry, whatever. But also find out what your palate, what you really like, and then try to go and make something that's, like I said earlier, that one I really liked was a nice, cool blend of a little bit of peat that I really enjoyed, but not so much where it was overpowering. And it's hard to find that in a normal bottle.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't have the confidence to do. I don't have the confidence to blend the bottles that I currently own.
Yeah.
And so for the patrons to have done that, that takes a lot of confidence. And
Here's an
knowledge.
Andrew blend right here. Scoresby and Clan McGregor.
That might work out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I actually have a lot more respect for the people that do this. You know, so when we have James Saxon on, you know what I mean? Like a John Glazer, what the hell? How do you do this? Because what's really, I found eye-opening is it's not just pouring this bottle and this bottle and this bottle and then right now being like, oh, that's some good shit. Come back a week later. And you're like, oh, that kind of turned.
Well, that's the key.
That
It's
didn't
like,
work.
if you know that peat tend to, reduce over time or increase over time, you have to make your blend softer than you expect, because then it'll change and be right.
So many nuances
Yeah.
that you don't realize. And actually, good point. Tom talked about on the pre-show. He bought the Offerman, the Guinness.
Yeah.
And last week we talked
Good
to him.
point.
He really enjoyed it.
He was
He thought
high
it
on
was
it,
it was good. He tried it again this week and said, "There's no more Lagavulin in it." I'm like, "Really?" So I haven't tried it yet. I don't know, but it's interesting to really think about, just what changes after a week in some of this, and this stuff has to hold its own. So you have to blend to kind of prepare for that.
Absolutely. How long do a bottle sit on a shelf?
Like if you go into it with sherry influence or whatever, and then you open it up, it's this is amazing, but somehow that combination a week later doesn't hold its own,
which is crazy.
I don't know anything about that.
And
but
that's the thing that's so amazing to me is how these whiskeys change over time in a sealed glass bottle. How do they change that much? I don't know the chemistry that would allow for that.
You're the guy I'm going to ask that question.
I don't. Maybe there's got to be something else with. I mean, it's got to be a chemical thing. It has to be.
Oxidation. I don't know.
All right,
but that was fun.
Show.
So lots coming up next Thursday. Reminder again, it's just a patron only show. So if you're not a patron and you're dying to see the championship,
$5 a month. That's
$5 a month, man. It's nothing.
Nothing.
Go over and become one, and then get involved in the next challenge or the next Scotch swap or whatever it is we come up with.
We're due for a Scotch summer.
And honestly, if nothing else, I'm not trying to just keep marketing this, but become a patron and get access to our Discord server, because we literally have hundreds of people in there that talk about this stuff. You have insider trading on bottles, where to buy, what to do.
That's
what's
true.
coming
I mean,
out.
there's so
That's
much
true.
knowledge in our community that we have out there. It's living organism. It's really awesome.
true.
And we've got some really smart people out there. So
Around the world.
if you
too.
want to know anything about Scotch, sure, YouTube it. It's great. Get on our Discord channel. 'cause
and
you're
talk
gonna
to
learn
people
a
that
ton.
have the bottles or have been through it and learned.
And
there's-
sharing is caring. Tons of that going on too, by the way. So
Oh my gosh, that's the truth.
all right, it's time to end the show. Thanks
So-
for watching.
I
And Jay.
versus J.
Brian versus Michael.
Porters, it's on you.
Porter versus Porter. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. If you're watching on YouTube, we will have the next week's show replay. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for your support.
June 6th, James Saxon Compass Box.
Yep.
We'll see you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bunch of fun.
3, 2, 1.